What's good, nigga? We back with another video. We have from my boy 3C Films. Big DC and Marvel shit. So we got a double feature today. We have Spider-Man reshoots, MCU X-Men reboot plan, DCU update, and more. You know, I'm excited. I hope you're excited as much as I am, bro. I'm excited. I'm really excited for how to do X-Men. Like, they got Jake Schreier, the dude who did Thunderbolts, to do the X-Men movie now, and I think they're gonna get like some script writers on it too. So I think we're getting more news on that. And then Spider-Man, we're getting reshoots for that. So I don't know if that's gonna probably. I'm thinking those reshoots probably gonna tie into Doomsday. That's what I think, but we'll see. But that's my theory going into it. But DC Studios, I think that's about. I think they're casting for Man of Tomorrow because it's about to start filming literally next month. So or this month actually. It's April, bro. That's how fast this shit flew. I've been saying that shit for the longest. I was like, bro, we're gonna blink. We are gonna be at April. We literally at April 9th as I'm filming this video right now. So it's just crazy that we're already here and we're already about to get like probably some set photos or pre-production shit already going on for Man of Tomorrow. So very much excited, man. If you're excited as much as I am to get into this video, like, comment, subscribe, man. Let me know how y'all feel about this video in the comments. And let me know which one we react to next, because, I love DC, I love Marvel. So anything along those lines and some music that I'm into, let me know. But yeah, before we get into it, as always, comic of the day. Go without these comics, these movies, these TV shows, all this shit don't get made. So we gotta shout love to the comics, bro. Show love to the comics. And without further ado, let's get into this bitch.
Hello, my beautiful movie peeps. Thank you once again for stopping by. Let's talk about some movie news. Some of the things we're going to be getting into here today, guys, is it looks like Disney is wanting to take a new approach to the Avatar movies. We got a couple of details from director Jake Schreier, who did Thunderbolts and is also now doing the X-Men reboot, about his approach to the X-Men, along with Spider-Man Brand New Day being 3 months away and reshoots are still happening. Oh, we're going to be diving into that lot and so much more, so you guys know the drill. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, comment down below, timestamps in the description, and let's jump in. And well, one of the first things I wanted to talk about here today is popcorn bucket, baby. You know what? The popcorn buckets I've not really been doing.
This, get to the good. You know how I get. You know how I get.
Moving on here, we do have an update from James Gunn in the DCU for his new Man of Tomorrow movie. It is kind of an interesting one because it started off with Deadline reporting 3 actresses.
Oh yeah, this is what I saw on Twitter.
And testing for a big role in Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
those actresses were Adria Arjona, Ella Pernell, and Marissa Abella. It was rumored that they were auditioning for the role of Maxima, which has been rumored for this movie for a while, and we know she's a warrior queen from
Superman
the
villain,
who also in the comics usually has a big infatuation and love for Superman. Well, after this article came out, almost immediately James Gunn took online and debunked it. It's kind of lengthy, but here's exactly what he said. This is not against Nexus. They're sharing what Deadline reported, but Deadline's reporting is shoddy and incorrect. I've always thought Deadline was pretty thorough in their journalism, but that's not the case here. So I'm frankly disappointed. If someone would have run these names by us, we would have said it's BS. I've been friends with Adria a long time, since I cast her in the Belko Experiment. I'm a fan of both Marissa and Ella, but I've never met either of them. Crazy. And again, pretty interesting when James Gunn
I'm not mad
something, because it feels like there's rumors in the DC almost every day, and I'm sure James Gunn sees all those rumors, so it's always fascinating the ones he chooses to debunk. But I guess it was more because it was from Deadline, an actual reputable station, and not just scoopers. And once Deadline saw James Gunn's response, they did update their article to just removing the other 2 girls' names and just making it Adria's name as someone who tested for Maxima, since if you do reread that statement, and James Gunn's a pro at this, it was kind of specific to avoid her involvement in the movie,
so
but
she did test
the other 2 actresses.
Okay.
James Gunn
She
even
did test,
confirmed with
though,
a
yeah.
fan later on in the comment section here saying that he does have one role left to fill for Man of Tomorrow, and that movie is set to begin filming pretty soon. So honestly, not like the
Ooh-wee.
craziest or
I'm so
wildest
excited,
update.
bro.
It
I
was
can't wait to get
just
them
an
set
interesting
photos,
day
bro.
of seeing James Gunn go back and forth
Just to
with
see what's going
Deadline.
on, bro.
I'm
I
honestly
wanna see
still
that
just
suit,
very
boy.
excited for Man of Tomorrow, and I'm curious what James Gunn has up his sleeve, because the doubts about him running the DCU and what he's doing are still there, and I feel like this is the perfect state for James Gunn to be in, to really show off and prove how great of a comic book filmmaker
He already is a great
I
comic
mean,
book
even just seeing the
filmmaker.
lineup of characters we have for Man of Tomorrow and the
They just
possibilities
couldn't
for
make
what
a
this movie
universe
could
out of
be,
that.
I'm thinking James Gunn is going to hush a lot of those haters. So count me intrigued. And how would you feel about Adria Arjona playing Maxima?
I'm down for
if
it.
that is the
I feel
character
like
she's playing. Some people think
hold on.
it might just be a cover-up for Wonder Woman, unless James Gunn's already debunked it. I feel like maybe he debunked Wonder Woman.
I feel like y'all. I feel like people who want Wonder Woman in this movie, they just forget about them, because like we're not getting Wonder Woman, bro. Like there's just no way we're getting Wonder Woman. Like there's no way. Like this is way too early, and plus they're literally writing her movie as we speak. So it's like, why would she pop up here? I mean, I get why, because like, the Brainiac is like going to be this planetary threat, but it's like I'd rather prefer to see Wonder Woman appear in her first appearance be in her own movie. Like we get to see the Amazons and her and Etta and Steve Trevor and all that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want it to be just do the same thing Zack Snyder did in BVS. Like no.
Movie. Moving on here, talking about some updates with the X-Men. We had Jake Schreier and some of the writers for the new season of Beef give an update to the way that creative team is wanting to bring the X-Men to the MCU. If we know post Secret Wars, the X-Men are supposed to be the lifeline of Marvel. They are going to be the focus. They're going to get a lot of the main stories. I'm sure we'll still get a Fantastic Four sequel, maybe one more Doctor Strange movie, of course Black Panther 3. But at the end of the day, it looks like X-Men is their new Avengers, and that'll be the focus of the MCU, which honestly to me is very exciting, because the possibilities are endless, and just hearing some of these statements
franchise, like 7 movies in the MCU, I can see that.
It would be awesome. So for one, the director does confirm Marvel has a plan for multiple X-Men films.
And I'm not gonna lie, on the side, let y'all know this now. I've literally been reading X-Men comics. I literally been reading the Chris Claremont run for like the past few months now, so I've just been kind of getting into that X-Men mood already, just for Doomsday, and then with the X-Men being the main focus after Secret Wars and then into the new MCU. Like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
We have to make one great movie.
And we got X-Men 97 coming out.
We always have an eye as we're talking about it too. What are the different places this can go? What hasn't been explored as much from the comics, and how can that be incorporated? That's, I think, the only downside to me about when it comes to the MCU, is that they're very much never wanting to do what's been previously done. And I guess in a way that is good, but man, Fox has definitely run through a lot of classic
and they just didn't do them right.
Logan, Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix twice. Storylines that I would love Marvel to do again and improve
and make them good.
But the X-Men does have over 100 years of history,
so much
tons of storylines, tons of places they could go. It's not a bad idea that they want to do what hasn't been done, and also highlight some mutants that
I just
want to
see Mr. Sinister. That's what I want to see.
And the last big one, when you go back and read X-Men comics, there's ideology, but also interpersonal drama, almost a soap opera quality. Having writers who understand both to drive ideology from personal stakes, if we get that right, that's what will feel most honest to what X-Men can be.
I agree.
And honestly, I love that statement. Of course, we already know a lot of the metaphors and ideologies for what the X-Men represent, and I think they are going to tackle that well, but also knowing their interpersonal relationships. There is drama sometimes within the own X-Men, and that can spawn a lot of great stories, is a good idea. Again, I'm just curious how they plan to go about making these movies. We still don't know. Is the first movie going to be called X?
Yeah, we don't even know.
For the longest time, and I believe this was announced years ago, the first X-Men movie was going to be called Mutants. Will they try to do kind of like what Fox did?
Do not
and
call
have
it that
spin-off
bullshit.
movies, with like Wolverine Origins. I remember when that was happening, their whole plan was to have like a Magneto origin, an Iceman origin, Cyclops origin. Would they do something like that? Or will they do more team-focused movies like an X-Force? So many possibilities, of course, but right now, hearing these thoughts about how the X-Men are planned to be used in the MCU, how do you feel about it? Moving on here to talk about an update away with Spider-Man Brand New Day. It is insane to think about. This movie is now 3
we're
months
almost
away.
there, bro.
We
We're
just
like,
finally got
it's
a
close.
trailer. I thought it was awesome. Loving the new look and vibe and direction headed for Spider-Man. And well, Tom Holland just did an interview with GQ, and he reveals that although the movie is 3 months away, he has just finished doing reshoots for the movie. And should that be worrisome? I'm not so sure. Let's read what Tom Holland had to say. He said, "We're finding some ways to add a little bit more humor. We're layering in a villain plot in a new way and some really fun stuff. I can positively say that the stuff we're doing, we don't need. The movie works and sings as it is. We're just adding icing on the cake in certain areas." Okay, now I'm definitely worried about some things involved with Spider-Man Brand New Day. Just how quickly they went from filming, shooting, to trying to get it released to this summer. I guess that's more on the VFX side of things. One, because that's not only really pressuring VFX workers, but I want this Spider-Man movie to look great. And some people were critical about the effects in the Spider-Man trailer, although I contend if you watch that trailer in a movie theater, which I've seen like 2-3 times now, all the effects blend in so nicely and look great on the big screen. It really does make a difference when you're just watching it on your phone. Putting aside the VFX, one thing I loved about that Spider-Man trailer is the darker tone. How it definitely looks like Peter's life is not at the best place. And it's really going to be that classic struggling Spider-Man we know. And to hear that some of the reshoots is just to add a little bit more humor, Destin Daniel Crane cooked. Oh my, that means you're telling me this Spider-Man movie is pretty dark.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. Serious, that you got to add humor.
Not a lot of jokes in it. And now you got to go in to add jokes because it was that serious. Don't even put those jokes.
That's what I'm saying. That's my
depression and cruelty.
And see that, and that's where I'm at. I'm like, let it be dark. Let it be what it's supposed to be. Like, if you want it to be Spider-Man in this going through this dark phase, let it be that. I want you to keep the vision you want. I want the vision to be strictly Destin Daniel Cretton's vision. I know it's got to be MCU and Sony got to have a hand in it and all that bullshit. But I know if he had made this Spider movie as clean, as comic accurate as it's seeming from the trailer, let him do him. We ain't gotta do no reshoots. Humor bullshit, humor all this bullshit. Like you got humor in the trailer. You got humor in the trailer. They had humor. It's just like situational. It's not always gotta be MCU. We have a fucking gag here, joke here, Peter Tingle here. Fuck that stupid ass Peter Tingle bullshit. But like I want it to be this. I want it to be Spider-Man with some grit. Like, angst. Why? I hate my life. You know what I'm saying? I like that about Spider-Man. Not hate his life, but, you know, like, he gets frustrated with his life because, like, it's always fucking hectic.
Being bodies when we watch this movie. So these reshoots and things that they're adding actually don't scare me. And I know it's up to Tom Holland and actors to obviously not worry you when they're telling you, hey, we're reshooting, but the movie's already great. This is just icing on the cake. He could be lying a little bit. I mean, it's interesting. It looks like they're adding a whole subplot or a different direction into the villain. They're saying we're layering in a villain plot line in a new way and some really fun stuff. That feels kind of huge. It's one thing if you want to add like a little bit of humor to some scenes, but saying you're layering in a plot in a new way and adding some really fun stuff, okay, that's kind of what worries me, because fun stuff to me implies more grand VFX, more Spider-Man craziness, and it's like, we got 3 months. What those effects gonna look like if you only got 3 months? So while maybe there is some worrying to do there, Destin Daniel Cretton has not proven me wrong. I mean, with Shang-Chi, Wonder Man Season 1, he was almost given the reins to an Avenger movies with Kang Dynasty.
Great point.
If really they just need to add a little bit more jokes because maybe the movie's a little darker than they intended, I don't think that's a bad thing. I've kind of been wanting my darker Spider-Man movie. So
it's been
the only other thing that's been going around that people have been tagging me in, which honestly I don't think is that huge of a deal, but I'll still talk about it. Robert Downey Jr. has been obviously very excited to come back as Dr. Doom. And every holiday he's posting some sort of greeting card or thing of Dr. Doom. And obviously with Easter just passing, he posted a basket that Dr. Doom is holding with the logos and symbols for a lot of the MCU heroes. And people were really caught on to the Spider-Man logo because that is clearly Tom Holland's new Spider logo. And we've known for a while, Tom Holland is not part of Avengers Doomsday. And a lot of people took this reveal to be, oh, Tom Holland is in the movie and he is the Spider-Man for Doomsday. I'm still believing not happening. If Spider-Man is involved, it's going to be a post-credit scene or
Yeah,
some
it's
sort
gonna
of
be a
tease for
tease.
Secret
Yeah.
Wars. I still very much think it is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man that is the Spider-Man for Doomsday. Don't know how large of a role he actually has. We know he's supposed to be part of like the opening of the movie, but of course they're not going to confirm Tobey Maguire's involvement in a little
Yeah.
Easter day post. I contend Tobey Maguire will probably
He's
be
in that
involved with the
movie, bro.
marketing, just knowing
That's
how No Way Home
insane.
made them $2 billion or close to $2 billion. Tobey Maguire is going to be like the ending money shot of the Doomsday trailer. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm like, that's what I think they would do. So not a huge deal. I think it's just there to represent some of the main players currently in the MCU. But still, let me know what you guys thought about the Spider-Man reshoots and that little Easter day post. Anyways, guys, that is all movie news currently have going on right now. Kind of a slow week, but it's getting slow because I think there's
great, man. I appreciate that, man, bro. Appreciate 3C as always, bro, to go. And we back, man. Shout out 3C, man. That was a great video. In terms of, I'll start with what you first started off with, which was like the Man of Tomorrow stuff. I do think Maxima's in the movie. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like even though he said, I remember him saying like a while back that this Man of Tomorrow movie is not gonna be based off of Panic in the Sky. Like he's taking inspiration from like a bunch of Brainiac storylines to make his version of Brainiac. But I do feel like Maxima being in the movie would add a lot to Superman's mythos. Because we only have like one Superman villain, like Lex, and then Ultraman's like kind of a new character because he's not really Ultraman. He's more like Ultraman mixed with Bizarro, mixed with kind of like Doomsday-esque aesthetics. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of not really a accurate depiction of any iconic DC Superman villain. So I'd say Maxima's probably in the movie. I'll safe bet, and I'll say she's probably gonna be played by Adria because I feel like that'd be that character that I could see him just getting her to fill in that role. Like I could see that. But I'm excited to get them set photos, man. I can't wait to get them motherfucking set photos, nigga. But yeah, but onto the X-Men shit though. X-Men shit, yeah, the main villain I really want to see in X-Men is really just Mr. Sinister. Like Mr. Sinister is like, I feel like an X-Men villain I've always seen hinted towards being like, oh, he's a fucking crazy ass nigga. Like, y'all be thinking, dude, like Magneto crazy. I wait till I get to Mr. Sinister. Like that nigga's insane. He be mutant genetics and all that eugenics shit. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he be making fucking mutant abominations and shit like that. So I'm just like, okay, that's interesting. So I want to see stuff like that in the new X-Men. I want to see like just new villains. Even villains, even what I'm reading right now in the Claremont run. I'm reading. I think I just got past that art where they was fighting Arcade. Arcade would be a cool villain for X-Men movie. Even Mojo, like you know what I'm saying, like characters like that. I feel like they could be put in for X-Men movie for the main villain. Like that could be definitely something they could do. Like I'd be all for that. But yeah, X-Men, I'm very much hyped for it. Really, really just interested to see who they're gonna cast. Like and like the age range. I think it's gonna be like straight 25 to 30-year-old is gonna be like actual like teenagers to like, you know, they make them like young adults, you know, and then we have them grow over time, kind of like how we did with the Avengers. So could be that too. But Spider-Man Brand New Day, let Destin Daniel Cretton cook, bro. That's all I gotta say, man. Don't change nothing. If it's perfect, leave it perfect. Don't add no bullshit. She said I'm adding a villain plot line or storyline to, you know, to do some interesting cool shit. Like add it if you need to, but don't add it if it takes away from the perfection that is, you know, the tone of the movie. I feel like the tone of this movie, I need this tone back, bro. I've been needing this tone back since TASM, bro. Since TASM 2. Like just Spider-Man that feels like he like going through some shit, and it's not perfect all the damn time. Like even superheroes go through shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, you think, oh yeah, they like to be perfect. They saving everybody. They got all the love and fame and all that shit. But no, I'm really going through it behind the scene. Under this mask, it's tears. It's tears, nigga. But yeah, I'm just excited to see Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it's coming out literally in 3 months. So we're gonna get that bitch so soon, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like they're gonna put up like a Doomsday stinger at the end, a Doomsday little post-credit scene. That's for sure. So I'm pretty sure probably right after Spider-Man, we're gonna get like a lot of Doomsday press. Like Doomsday gonna be like pushed heavily after that. I feel like we're gonna get that big push after Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out. Like, after Brand New Day comes out, when August comes around, it's gonna be just Avenger Doomsday just just cranking that bitch out. That shit gonna be fire, bro. But yeah, if you like this video as much as I did, man, let me know in the comments, man. Let me know how y'all feel about all these topics, because I'm excited to see what they do with this, with everything, with the MCU and the DCU, man. I want them both to be great. Like that's I want to tell. That's why I want to like paint through this video. Like I want them both to succeed. I don't want them to be like, oh, DC is better. But if one of them has to succeed, I'm picking DC, obviously. But in my perfect world, I want them both to be great, because I love both. I love both Marvel and DC. So yeah, man, I'm excited, man. But until we get to some more news, some more Man of Tomorrow updates, man, until then, see y'all niggas.